And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
It says no.
It's a Gundam. He's just a piece of crap.
This is a sort of monumental failure that will be studied for years to come. And at the heart of the issue is a gassed up mid. Much like the woman who left her husband after her nose job, Rachel Zegler overestimated her value on the market.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Certainly. Isn't she lovely? She's gorgeous.
Ironically, after turning people off to the film, she headed to Twitter to celebrate the trailer dropping, which wasn't a flex, because the dislike ratio was actually crazy. What is that, 1.6 million dislikes?
It's like when you see a puppy who has cancer. It's just as sad as you know what I'm saying, YouTube.
She then throws sticks of dynamite on the dumpster fire she created.
I love you all so much. Thank you for the love and for the 120 million views on our trailer in just 24 hours. What a whirlwind. I'm in the thick of rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet, so I'm gonna get out of here. Bye for now.
Imagine dusting yourself off for this chick.
And always remember, free Emperor Palpatine.
Why? You little piece of dribble piss.
Nothing says ticket sales like geopolitical hot takes while promoting your film to people that were already iffy on you. 3 months later, she was pushing hard for the Democratic Party to win the election. Once again, politics and movie ticket sales do not mix. Well, anyway, we already know her candidate lost, so she crashed out. She wished Trump supporters to never know peace. That was a pretty big voting block she was taking a hot steaming piss on. But the Zegler didn't care. She was girl bossing too close to the sun, a common downfall of the gassed up mid. The dismal Disney film opened to a box office of $87 million worldwide, which is a massive failure when you're close to $300 million in the hole, with a no boob, no ass having Zoomer who thinks she's God's gift to film. When reached for comment, a rival studio executive had this to say.
You can't say that the live-action remake of the most iconic film in the vault that cost $270 million and has been reshot multiple times, opening to $50 million is okay. The math just doesn't work. The movie should have been $1 billion movie.
Oh well, that's just how it is, I guess.
A working man beat Snow White with $15 million opening. Disney's live-action Snow White fell more than 66%.
Blah, how sad is that? Snow White lost to a Jason Statham movie where he plays the same character again and again and again. Snow White's IMDb score was actually lower than the live-action Dragon Ball Z film. Oh, hold on. My bad. Let me update this.
Rachel Zegler's Snow White has officially become the worst movie of all time on IMDb.
Damn.
Let's speed this up. Snow White was an unmitigated disaster, and there was blood in the water, and let's face it, the internet is full of sharks. TikTok was making animations about Zegler that were pretty funny.
Rachel Zegler, thanks for coming on my show. I sold out years ago and I'm a coward. So you recently starred in the movie Snow White. Tell me, what was it like to play Snow Latina?
First of all, Steven, it was weird. But I did enjoy reimagining the character as a woke Colombian woman who looks like a fish.
Well, I sold out years ago and I'm a coward. Are you surprised that everyone hates the movie?
Not at all. Society is far too racist and misogynist to appreciate the reimagining of a classic Disney princess as an ugly Colombian chick.
I sold out years ago and I'm a coward.
Gossip channels are letting everyone know that Disney canceled the press tour for the film because the studio's heads finally woke up to the reality that keeping her on tour was the equivalent of just setting money actually on fire.
Rachel Zegler has officially been benched by Disney, and no, this isn't a rumor. The Snow White star has become such a PR nightmare, the studio has cut her out of her own press tour. She was set to appear on SNL, Kimmel, Drew Barrymore, all of it scrapped. Why? Because Disney finally realized putting a mic in front of her is a financial risk.
Oh no! What happened?
I've never in my life seen anything like this. Snow White opening Saturday at IMAX, premiere time for families in one of the busiest movie theaters in the entire DC metro area. I go to this theater all the time. I've literally never seen anything like this.
That's star power, my friend. She's an icon. People started showing how empty theaters were for the Zegler all over the country. Rachel Zegler then decided to do an Instagram story where she's clearly in an empty theater to see her own movie. I guess this is what it's like to own the chuds. I can't really fathom such levels of winning. Old tweets from the Zegler started popping back up.
I was always about free Palpatine. Donald Trump. Yep, I'm a nasty bitch. I have to applaud Rachel Zegler on her consistency, because she's been consistently annoying for years and I'm just now waking up to it. Old videos of Rachel Zegler being obnoxious started being posted all over Twitter.
I was gifted very good cheekbones from God, which is something I thank him for constantly. When I was a kid, I used to manifest having cheekbones and dimples, and I got them both. Keep manifesting, ladies.
I was gifted good cheekbones from God. Well, I guess he had to give you something, because you clearly don't have a likable personality or an ass or boobs, which for a Latin woman, lacking both is kind of like being born crippled.
Stop him!
On the 26th of March, one of the producer's kids unloaded on Zegler on Instagram.
Your dad flew to New York City to reprimand a young actress? Any word on this? Cause that's creepy as hell and uncalled for. People have the right to free speech. No shame on your father. You really want to do this? Yeah, my dad, the producer of an enormous piece of Disney IP with hundreds of $1 million on the line, had to leave his family to fly across the country to reprimand his 20-year-old employee for dragging her personal politics in the middle of promoting the movie, for which she signed a multi-million-dollar contract to get paid and do publicity for. This is called adult responsibilities and accountability, and her actions clearly hurt the film's box office. Free speech does not mean you're allowed to say whatever you want in your private employment without repercussions. Tens of thousands of people worked on that film, and she hijacked the conversation for her own immature desire to risk all of the colleagues and crew and blue-collar workers who depend on that movie to be successful. Narcissism is not something to be coddled or encouraged.
It's sad we have a generation of women on Instagram so stunted. The very idea of another woman being held accountable for her actions by one of her employers is weird and creepy. What a stupid time to be alive. Believe it or not, Zegler has supporters. Obviously, politically charged Zoomers love her viewpoints. They began rallying and blaming the film's failure on Gal Gadot, which obviously led to well-rounded and respectful discussions and not racially charged insanity.
Props to everyone who boycotted Gal Gadot's Snow White. Gal Gadot's Snow White is now listed as one of the worst films in IMDb history. It was definitely the evil queen's fault. She can't act at all. You mean the worst actress of all time? It's funny, the left boycotted because of her, the right boycotted because of Rachel Zegler. It's tanking because of Zegler, not Gal Gadot, you effing retard. You can't bubble Palpatine's children.
Stop him!
And then turn around and make fairy tales for white kids. The hypocrisy is unacceptable.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this.
She's such a bad actress, oh my god.
And enough champagne to fill the Nile. Kal-El, no. Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it?
What did you say?
So exciting. Very interested to find the man who bought those.
Why should I help you?
Because we're asking you nicely. Just tell me what it costs to get her away from me. Name a price. I'll buy the whole damn boat if I have to.
I'm 100% on the Gal Gadot cannot act boat to save her damn life. Let's not get it twisted. But she wasn't the root cause of the film going down in flames. It was Zegler. Pedro Pascal came out to support Rachel Zegler because he shares similar political views as she does. This did little to help the situation because no one cares what Pedro Pascal thinks outside of the queer community and hyper-progressives. The Amazon driver listening to this right now is like, Pedro Pascal, dude. I can't wait till Hollywood gets over trying to gaslight everyone into thinking Pedro Pascal is important or good looking. An entire industry has been LARPing for the past 2 years that Pedro Pascal is on Henry Cavill's level, and I'm sick of it.
Well, this blessing from the Pascal didn't stop Latin America and South America from making fun of this film. This macho woman can't feel fear. All that was missing was her taking the knife away from the hunter and lowering it herself. And those faces, beyond her physical appearance, she doesn't even act pretty, sweet, or tender. All of Latin and South America is roasting Rachel Zegler to no end. Last but not least, the Thai voice actress for Snow White ironically fits the role so much better than Rachel Zegler does. It's actually sad. Even the Japanese question Disney's choice on this. Rachel Zegler is so hated around the world, everyone forgot about Brie Larson, and that's saying something. Personally, I don't think that the equity or representation war we're in is done or defeated in the entertainment industry. It took years for this to take root, and it'll take years for it to phase out. The only way companies too big to fail learn anything or stop is with years of unmitigated failure on repeat. Even one success emboldens them. These companies are not run with logic, they're run with feelings. They're also run by CEOs too cowardly to take a chance on something new. So they continue to butcher legacy IPs, hoping to God it's a license to print money. I'm out of here. I need to sleep.